When we see a technique that continually works, all the way from Leon Edwards to Adesanya throwing it, now to Justin Gaethje landing a head kick KO against somebody of the skill level of Dustin Poirier, if we're not using this kick, which we're gonna cover today, this setup into the kick, we are falling behind. It's working for them, it worked for guys like Peter Aerts, we've gotta be training it. Like I mentioned in the intro, guys like Peter Aerts have been using this setup to the high kick for years, not just in the way that we see happen in this fight, we'll touch on all this in a moment, but in alternative ways, which I will speak to. The first thing that I want to show you is just the technique which Justin Gaethje threw. He started off, he was in his stance. He did a little bob to the side just to kind of deal with that jab coming towards him. A little bob to the side, and then from there, he comes up to the cross. Right away, when somebody throws a cross, what is your reaction gonna be? It's gonna be parry the cross, assuming they're orthodox. What does that do? That exposes the side of your head to a round kick. So if you can be fast enough from your cross to your round kick and almost flow them together, I'm gonna say it's not one reset, two, it's gotta be leave this hand out and start the kick right away. If you can do that, you can turn this into a technique that's gonna land very frequently. Something I wanna focus on in addition, which you might not have noticed, especially if you haven't seen this, is Poirier actually gets his hand up there. He goes to block the cross and then goes, uh-oh, and goes to here. His eyes are a little bit closed, or are closed, upon impact against that wrist. That's a big issue because he's not able to tense the body. But in addition, it shows you that something like a boxing glove, in this right here, I can leave my hand up and take a full round kick. Won't be nice, but I can do it. With MMA gloves, you gotta be very careful that you are properly executing a cross block or fading away, or at least rolling with the kick a little bit. But in this case, Gaethje throws this beautiful technique, he gets the cross to the round kick with that little fade beforehand, and then all of a sudden, even though Poirier recognizes what's happening and adjusts, that is not enough. And his wrist just kind of collapses, and most likely the kick probably comes around behind the ear, and the impact of your own hand, all of that in itself will get the knockdown. He's not 100% out when he hits the canvas, but then a little bomb in the form of a hammer fist lands, and then the ref has to jump in. This technique was also used by Peter Aerts, but he very often would shove. He would either shove them backwards and come to the head kick, or sometimes move himself backwards and come to the head kick. Either one works because what you're doing, just like the cross, is you're distracting your opponent. It doesn't necessarily need to be, I'm gonna strike you. It can just be, I'm pushing you backwards. And when that happens, people do not see the kick coming because the beat, the attack beat is different. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, we're maintaining that metronome pace. Boom, 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 boom. But if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now I'm making this so much more dangerous. Same thing when I push. 1, 2, as opposed to 1, pause, and then into the kick. So you gotta break up that beat so it does not stay consistent. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, if you're not training this, you're gonna fall behind because it obviously works. So many people have been doing this. How would I train you for this if I was in front of you and I'm like, okay, we're gonna work this. What's the drill gonna be? Well, you could take one of those noodles or a kicking shield and just hold it here. As soon as they land the punch, you just lean your head back so they can throw the kick. Just boom, boom. You wanna make sure you don't get your own head taken off, because if you if you hold right here, you know the kick's gonna come further. So very often I would hold kind of here, and then I'll probably just move my head back very slightly. If I'm holding with thigh pads, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my left hand ready for the high kick because I know it's coming very quick, and I'll stand sideways because I don't wanna go from here and then try and lift. I already like to be here. I'll go cross, and then I'll catch with the second arm, cross to round kick, and it's gonna come so quick. So you can't be lazy on it, and you definitely can't be like this, cross round kick, because they've already hit you. You gotta be drilling this, guys. Please start doing it if you're thinking of fighting. It'll make your round kick off the back leg so hard to see coming. And in addition, don't sell yourself short on the fact that you can come from here to here. We have, I believe, Chingiz Allazov fighting fairly soon, I believe this upcoming weekend. And recently I was covering him and I noticed that he would come the same thing, but from the jab to the round kick with no skip. Jab to round kick on that half beat. So if you can disguise, even off the end of a combo, into something like that, 1, 2, 3, and just get in there very quick, you're gonna land these high kicks so much easier. Let's call it there, guys. Thanks for joining today. I will see you back here soon for another video.